Hello everyone, welcome back to Gentoo Rescue. Yesterday we did pretty much all the swap puzzles that I felt like doing, right? There were one or two I couldn't get to easily, or that I didn't figure out how to get to, but I understand the basic mechanics of swapping. And I solved this level, so we're allowed to leave if we want. And I guess I didn't need permission to leave. I could have just backed up here and then gone into this. But now we can learn about magnets. Penguin magnets. There are two starting points that are allowed. I'll start here with poles, I guess. This classic tool they use to introduce us to all sorts of, one of these I assume is going to not want the magnet, and the other one's going to want it. Well, I don't know what a magnet does. Ooh, I bet it'll say discovery needed. Look at that. Okay. I don't know what a magnet does, but I need something to get this guy out of this square to go here, right? So this guy must want a magnet, so let's see what it does. When I walk away, I'm gonna move by one, I guess? And bring him with me? Oh! Well, of course, walk away all of it and bring him with me by one, because that's how the walrus was able to escape, I see. And in this case, I don't want to bring him with me, so I must do that. Got it. Okay. That's how we get to these puzzles. Drag. Well, obviously red has to escape by moving from here to here, you would think, right? But... Okay, I wonder. Okay. So, if I try to move away from him, he tries to follow me, but since I bonk into a wall, the square he's moving onto is occupied by me, and so he gets launched instead. Yeah, because, like, obviously, if red gets this, how do you win, right? Like, you can't, I think. Well, wait, maybe you can. So, no, you can set up this, but then there's no way for red to escape. So, that was why the first thing I tried was, I gotta get blue the magnet. I don't know how to use it, but we gotta do that. And this is sort of a natural thing to try afterward. So, knowing that, though... So I can do... I can launch him, but then I can't. So given, I think blue needs the magnet. Because if red had the magnet, where would he be standing when blue got here? In one of these two squares, because he must have dragged blue there. But then, blue's here without a magnet, red's here with a magnet. I could launch blue, but I couldn't launch red, and I couldn't escape with red. Likewise over here. So it has to be blue who gets the magnet. But then how does blue get to here? The only way I can see is if red is there, right? So then I can do this. But then red can't escape. Oh, wait, no. In this position, if red had the magnet, he could go south. That's a way blue could get to this space without walking to it himself. Red could bring him. I see. So if red were here... This is just the letter N. Okay, so if you do this and go east, is blue going to get launched? Because he's going to move while he has a rocket on, or is he just going to move one step? He's just going to move one step, okay. Well, I assume the whole point is to drag blue around. I haven't even looked at the right. We must be dragging blue around somewhat, right? How do I get blue all the way here? Like this. Seems like this is kind of a forced start sequence. The problem is, after this so-called forced sequence, I can't find any other moves to make that make any sense. So, in the end position, then, I think we have to get green here and blue here somehow. I do need a new discovery. Okay, good. That's reassuring. I don't understand how what I know so far would allow me to succeed here. Because if green were here... No. Incorrect. If green were here and blue were here and green moved north, blue would be launched here, but I need blue here. And any move blue makes... Huh? Oh. So I moved left with blue, launching green. But then green's move to the right, via launching, had the effect of pulling blue to the right as well, and canceling his big rocket burn. Yeah, so I can kind of move them together like that. Obviously I can move green down from this position. But I can also move blue up for the same effect? That's wild. So like here, I can try to move blue left and fail, is what I'm supposed to do? Yeah. What a technique. And now, of course, I can still get blue. I can get them both out by trying to move left with blue, right? Yeah. A lot of new entries today. Magnets can rescue stuck animals, sure. Try to move south, pushing green north, which pulls blue actually north. Oof, okay. Hurl. Having pulled them like that, I have to do something else here. So I could launch... No, I couldn't. So obviously, just pulling gray in the normal way cannot rescue him, right? We have to pull him into a blue who is stuck. Or a blue who failed to move. Because pulling gray could only move him by 1, and that could only get him to this square or this square, not any further. I suppose I could pull him 1 as a prelude to doing something else with him. Red, which I will have to do eventually. But the question is how to launch gray first. This doesn't do it. Okay, well, I guess since to launch gray, blue has to move into an obstacle while being adjacent to gray and walking away from gray. It's just, you can't do it while gray is here, because you'd either have to go this way, not an obstacle, or this way. So we have to move gray once before we can launch him. And the only way to do that is to have this space clear. So I have to get blue here, which I can do. But then I also have to get red somewhere that blue won't kill itself when he does this. Which is here, and I can't get red here, so I'm missing something. I can do this, but that, like, it's not hard to get to this arrangement. Well, maybe I could... here is fine. But I don't see a way to do it and then get red back here, right? Red can't get to this space. Or this space. Either one of those would allow us to launch gray. Step or 2. But blue couldn't get to here unless red was on one of these 2 spaces. So maybe I'm not supposed to launch both of these just yet. Somehow I'm supposed to do better? Yeah, there's a thought, actually. What if I just launched this one? Now I can do this. This guy is still somewhat difficult to launch, but maybe not impossible. Because I could, like... No, but now blue can't get back here, can he? Well, I mean, he can. But not while red is here, which is what I was trying to arrange. But no, I don't need that. I need to get back here. I can just launch it the way I did before. There we go. Dislodge. So we can almost do it by just doing that, right? We're just one space away. Of course, that one space is a great gulf. So we can do stuff like this. So it seems as though, since we can't do it by just having green walk off the edge and pull blue with him, because green would have to get here first for that to happen, it must be the case that we're using gray. That makes sense. Gray's in the puzzle. You probably should use him. But what does that look like? I think it looks like gray standing here and being. This doesn't make sense. Well, it does in a way I don't totally understand. That I don't remember how it works. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to do this, I think. So when blue moves south, he launches gray. But if, for example, green moves north... Really? What's new about that? Sure. When you pull someone with a rocket, the person behind them moves. That's fine. So when we're here, if green moves north, they propel gray, or gray goes along with by one. So that's how you can drag someone with a rocket by one. So if blue were where green currently is and gray were here, we could have blue start to move this way but get yanked back by the guy behind him with the rocket. I think that's the only way to solve it. The other way would be if we could somehow get blue here and gray here moving west. But we can't because gray can't move through this space. So we need blue here and gray here, either way, I suppose. But then blue wants to move east. So I can do that. And can I not also do this and then just go in? No. Why doesn't that work? I needed... What I was doing earlier, where I had green pull the rocket guy gray behind him, they only moved by one. Was that because blue was behind them and got pulled along, or got launched backwards and therefore stopped, pulled the rocket back or something? Yeah, so this new discovery that I made on this level is necessary. So show me the details again. If you just pull a walrus, nothing happens to this penguin. But if you pull a rocket-powered walrus, the penguin behind him gets moved. That's what you're telling me I need. But what does the ending position look like? Because I can't get someone behind gray here. And even if I did, the effect would just be that they got pushed back by one. So that does indeed pull gray by one, but blue goes the full slide. And so I thought I had I had lined up the three of them so that I pulled and both of them only moved by one. Or all three or something. It was like this, right? I set this up, and when I moved north... No, green just moved by one because that's all the distance there was. Not for some special reason. Okay, so how does blue get to that end square then? Nobody with a magnet can pull him. Because they would have to already be standing here. Well, maybe that's fine. Oh, I think I see the idea. We can't just propel him there with a rocket, because then blue would have to be standing here, which means the rocket would have to be here, and gray is the only one with the rocket, so to get gray moving, I would need green to pull him from here, but green can't get here. So that doesn't work. What I think you actually need is to get green here first, and then he can pull blue by jumping off. And green has an easier time getting there because blue can work behind this blue barrier to help, whereas just getting blue here directly, we don't have green to do this. So, okay, we have more options for getting green here. So how do we get green here? Well, I think we need green here, gray here, blue pull away, right? Like that. This doesn't quite do it. Oh, it does. This. Well, lug. Sounds like you're going to be dragging somebody some distance, huh? Well, gray has to stay there. What a curious constraint. Why isn't this just an open water tile? I guess there's a difference is that we can do this. We can bounce off of gray at a 90-degree angle, I suppose. Like this or this. So I can get one of the grays here. I don't really know why I'm doing this yet. Oh, and if I do, then I'm toast anyway. Okay. That was just sort of aimless fiddling, moving gray in the ways it looked like I could move him in the general direction I wanted him to go in, and it turned out that heuristic led to a solution. It was not particularly a very, like, rigorous analysis. So how do I get here, though? I can do this puzzle, I guess that's fine. Oh, and once I unlock blue, blue can just move north, I see. Interesting. So blue can launch the others, and that's the only way they can get out. One obvious solution would be if I get blue here and the 3 walruses in sort of triangle around him. Then he could just launch them each in sequence. Might or might not be the correct answer. But it could be. I mean, there's only one possible first move, right? You have to move red up. Because if blue moves east or south or north, puzzle's over. If green moves up, he's stuck here and can, I think, never get out. Well, that's not true. Right? You could get out like that, but then we wouldn't win, we would lose. So I think we have to move red north. And then we move one of these two in here. How does blue get to this space, actually? I guess I have to get him here, and then here, bumping into someone in this space, and then this way, bumping into someone here. Okay. So we're looking at like this. Something like that. Except I don't see how we're gonna get everybody where they need to be after doing this. I mean, I can do most of them, right? This. But then I have to get red here, which you can't do with just red left. So I guess I have to do this one first, maybe? Because it's the hardest to arrange. Yeah, and then I can put yellow here. Red here. Now I guess we can start on the sequence of puzzles that are unlocked by blue. Or actually, if we wanted to, I think we could do this maybe with just yellow. Yeah, Wrecker. Well, I guess we're going to learn what happens if I hit green north with a hammer. I assume what's going to happen is green will move north as far as here. Well, and then pull blue with him even further to here, maybe? And then green will, of course, keep going off the edge. Yes. That's what I predicted. It's not a real discovery. But, I mean, it is. It's a new mechanic I haven't seen yet. It just is the obvious combination of some other mechanics. Okay. So, do I just have to do this? Not quite. I need green here. So blue can hit him, he moves to this space, then he moves, keeps moving, and blue gets pulled one further. But how can I get green here? Well, can't, right? This is crazy, that's not going anywhere. Huh. weird though, because like, okay, what can my first move be? Blue going up, that's a dead end. Blue going here, I mean, how could that be anything? I guess we have something like this is not really any better than well, wait a minute. This isn't a dead end because we can still rescue Blue. I see. Then what? I can pull Blue out to whatever distance I like, I suppose. But I can't get green back in there, can I? So this is a very interesting start because it's so... We're so used to treating something like this as a dead end. But we now have a tool that allows us to... I guess we have for a while had at least some tools that allow us to get out of weather without putting someone back in. A hammer doesn't do it. Does a spring do it? I think it would, yeah. If the animal in the weather had a spring, they could get out. The swapperoo doesn't do it because it puts one back where the other one was. Bomb, of course, gets them out, but not in a pleasant way. So this I was completely ignoring this possibility for some time because it just is so obviously a dead end. But because we have a magnet, it's not actually. We could do this. But after doing this, I don't really know what else we could do. It's difficult to get them both on this row at the same time, isn't it? Obviously that's where they are now. But if I... Like, how did I get green onto this row? The only way onto this row is by going north from here. So, to get them both like this, I mean, first of all, I need to swap their ordering, don't I? Seems very difficult, but I need green further east than blue. And that's easy to accomplish. I can just, like, do this. But then I'm at this dead end, where I actually can't get green out of here, which is fine, but I also can't get blue here, which is a problem. But I do need blue further west than east in the final, like, position, right? Because that's where their homes are. Well, so, okay, if green were here, This is a tile I said I needed to get green to earlier. Because then blue could hammer him, stopping here, but then getting pulled one further by green moving away to be here. But it would also suffice to get blue here while green is here, right? Because then green could just move east. So if blue didn't have a hammer, I would just move blue to the right and then move green to the right and we would win. But blue, of course, does have a hammer. But now, recognizing that end position, maybe I can do this again and have some better insight about what to do next. This is different than moving, so like, I can move them one at a time by using green back and forth, or move them two at a time by moving blue. I guess like, I could just move one at a time twice if I wanted this position, couldn't I? So how do I get green to the other side of blue? Kinda looks like I can't, but that isn't the answer. The answer is not going to be, we tricked you, this is the one level that's impossible in the game. I'm going to go check out blue's puzzles for a bit. Come back to this one. Towing. So we have to get gray down here. Obviously, after that, it's easy for yellow to escape. Green is the only one who can get to this space, so he has to do this. Blue then is the only one who can do this. Red can do this, and then I lose. So something was wrong in all these steps. Yeah, that's not helpful, I don't think. Huh. No discoveries needed. Oh, is getting here first interesting, maybe? Yes. Because now when red goes over, yellow can grab gray as well. And we can only do a couple of puzzles down here with blue without rescuing. This is red. I can't tell. Yellow. That's right. Heave. So obviously it's very easy to get green home, but how does blue get home? Does blue get home? I mean, could he possibly come out of the teleporter moving left? It's hard to imagine, but maybe. You'd have to enter it moving left, which would mean coming from over here. Which I don't see happening. Well, let's look first at starting moves. This one's impossible, and nothing else even does anything. So this has to be the first move. Then what? Is blue going down? No. So green has to make a move. If he moves up, he can't really do anything productive, right? He go left to get back to the starting position, right to get back to where he was, or down to get back where he was. So green moving up doesn't do anything. next move has to be green moving left. And then if he goes up, he's again got nowhere special to go. So it must be a blue move. You have to do this. After which, I guess there are two possible blue moves, up or right. But right? Not good. So up then? But this is the starting position, so that can't be right. Okay, what is this going to accomplish? This will drag him. That's not what I want. Oh, but now green can get back out of the way. So blue can do this and get home. Then green can go. I see. Green got home, but because he tried to move east from here, he pulled blue, launching him. Well, okay, what is the last move? Can it be a move with blue? I don't think so. Well, maybe with this. This is just back where I was. Swapping them helped me somehow? I guess not. This is just the starting position. Again, from the starting position, green has to move right. Nothing else makes any sense. And from here, I believe a left is the only move that makes sense. And then blue has to move down. So this all seems forced. And if blue goes up, we're back to the starting position. That's not good. If blue goes right, we launch green. That's not good. So the only move is green goes to the right. Again, if blue moves to the right, okay, nothing good. If blue moves down, nothing good. Blue moves up, I mean, maybe something, but it looks like we're just going to get back to the starting position again. If green moves up, like, yeah, we can get here, but I still don't know how blue is supposed to get out. What am I missing? I want a hint this time. The magnet can activate after teleporting. This puzzle will always launch a penguin, so we can't allow that. The reason you're saying that would always happen is because the only way to enter the teleporter is from the west. Now when you get here, the only way a magnet would activate is if another penguin were here and they would be launched. Sure. So we have to enter this at times when no penguin is here. Which I think means we have to enter the teleporter with Blue so that he can get to here and then move west onto this space, because that's the only way to this space is for Blue to be here and then go there. So if Blue goes into the teleporter and ends up here, we need Green to, after that, get to this space, but without launching Blue, who we know will be here. So Green has to get this space, but not by teleporting. He has to come from here. See, that doesn't seem possible. Well, or from here. Because that's the only way to walk here is south. You can also walk there from here, but we said it needs to be blue on this square. But how can Green be here while still giving Blue access to this teleporter? Green could be here, and then Blue could reach the teleporter, but would frag Green, so that doesn't work. The second penguin on the bottom row has to move down. Yeah, I got that. Getting them on the wrong homes is close. Then repeat what you did. Did I even get them on the wrong homes, do you think? Did that ever happen? I'm not sure I ever even did that. Yes, I did. Oh, and then I'm at the starting position with penguins swapped. I see. I still don't know how to solve that fucking puzzle. Because from the starting position, I was able to get the two penguins on these squares, but in the wrong order. And from there, I was able to get to the starting position with penguins swapped. So just doing the same thing, I should get them to the starting position ordered correctly. So we said the only starting move was this. And then the only next move is this. And then you have to do this. Then... yes. That's not right. Oh, maybe? No. Get used to penguins. So the only starting move is this. And then the only possible next moves are this, which goes back to the starting state. This. The only way to separate this group of three is to have a space of two for a penguin to run away from. So we do it that way. And I think this is all the puzzles we can do in this area without rescuing yellow. I don't know how to rescue yellow. We got halfway through the magnet puzzles today. That is good enough for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.